Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome all my new subbies and all my old subbies. I missed you guys. So for today's video, I'm going to just be doing a makeup look for night out, kind of, or a nice date, whichever or. So basically when I am going out at night or I'm going somewhere nice, this is how I usually do my face. It's a little bit more than I do on a daily basis, but it works for me. So basically what I do first is I use my color corrector to cancel out all the darkness in my face. And I find that this step is important because it helps with my makeup application. It allows me to use less foundation so that my face doesn't look cakey. And I'm someone who doesn't like to look like my face is super cakey, especially in the summertime. You don't want to sweat. So this really helps me out. When I apply the corrector, I make sure that I blend it out afterwards. You can either use your fingers or a beauty sponge to do that, but I use my fingers in this video. And then later I go on to my eyes where I add a color concealer, a concealer from LA Girl Pro, and it doesn't really matter because I'm just using it as a base for my eyeshadow. And for eyeshadow, I usually go with neutral colors. I'm not really into like a bright, obnoxious colors. I like the earth tones, so I'm using like a gold and a brown here because it's easy, simple, and it decreases the likelihood that I will mess up the eyeshadow if I use colors that are not obnoxious or very bright and festive. So that's what I'm doing here. And then after I finish doing my basic eyeshadow, I go on to my foundation, and the foundation that I'm using is NARS. It's like my favorite foundation, and it's in the color New Orleans. And I use a LA, not a LA Girl, but I use the e.l.f. brush to blend out my foundation, and it's a really cheap brush you can find at the drugstore. So then after I finish applying my foundation, which is like the base for my face, I go on to add my concealer, and the concealer is basically to highlight the high points in my face and make me look more alive and awake. So for the concealer, I use Maybelline, and this is a really good concealer. I use the Maybelline concealer in the color Cafe, and I just put it under my eyes, on my nose, and like a little bit on my chin and forehead. I don't do a lot of the highlight on my face because I don't want to look crazy, and I like to keep it really simple and to the point. So after I finish applying my concealer, I then use a setting powder to set all the areas of my face where I applied the concealer. And for the setting powder, I use the Airspun loose face powder, which I bought from Walgreens, and surprisingly it's really good. I'm surprised about how much I like it and like the consistency of the product, and I will be reviewing it in another video if you guys want to know more about it. So when I apply my powder, I let it sit on my face for a little bit, and when I do apply it, I use a beauty sponge, and this beauty sponge is damp. And that's one thing I would say to invest in is a beauty sponge because it really helps with your makeup application. So after having my powder set in my face, I removed all the excess powder with a brush, and then I went back and just added some more contour around my face to make, like, add in some shadows, because you don't want to highlight your face and then not add some contour because then it's going to look kind of strange. So like you want your face to look 3D, not 2D, so it's good to add the darkness back into your face after adding the highlights. And then here I'm just adding a little bit of highlight on my face, and I used the Becca highlight to add that, and I just put some on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and that was pretty much it. I'm really happy about the way my eyes came out. Like, I think that I got my lashes really close to the lash line, which I really never really succeed at. So I'm seeing the progress that I'm getting from like practicing eyelashes and everything. But anyways, moving on, I did add a lip liner around my lips before I applied my lipstick. I don't really need to, but I did just because it makes your lips shape look more defined when you add a lip liner. So the lipstick that I'm using is a MAC lipstick. It's called Antique Velvet, and this is the finished look. And I really like the look. I feel like it's very nice for a night out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on my next one. Thanks. Bye.